Cyber threats, they are real. So, how can parents protect their kids?
Snapchat is the biggest threat for children because you don't even know what they are talking on that particular platform, right? Because it just goes away.
What are the three valuable lessons a father can teach his son?
Oh, wow. I have two boys, and my husband is quite involved in the parenting journey. So, this is amazing question.
Parenting is a shared responsibility, it's not just mother's responsibility.
100%. Parenting, they say to raise a child, you need a village. What are the top 5 things that you should not tell your child? The first thing you.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Podcast with Shilpa. I'm your host, Shilpa, and today we are joined by Miss Gayathri, a very talented certified parent coach from United States. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do it, and you will get more insightful conversations like this. Let's dive in. Hi, Gayathri. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for being on my show, Podcast with Shilpa.
Thank you so much for having me over, and it's my honor meeting you, Shilpa.
Yeah. So let's start. So, as a parent coach, what are the three things you will never allow your kids to do?
Okay. So, as a parent coach, and first being a mother and then becoming a parent coach, the top 3 things that I would never allow my children to do is the one, taking gadgets into their bedrooms.
Mhm.
So that is a big no, because I feel that sleep is very important and nights are not for notifications. It's more for, resting and reflections of the day.
Mhm.
2, no sleepovers.
Mhm.
Okay, I might be sounding overprotective about my children. It is not overprotection. It is about the emotional and physical safety of my child. So
Mhm.
they can still have fun when they are connected and without sleepovers. So, third, I would never suppress their emotions, even if it's against me.
Mhm.
So I want them to express themselves. That could be happiness, sad, frustration, anxiety, any emotion, because I strongly feel that when they express and when they feel heard, they feel safe and they will listen to us.
And
And they grow into adults who can connect.
Mhm. Right. Even with my daughters also, I never allow them for the sleepover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I tell them it's okay. We will bring you back home at
Yes.
10 p.m. also, but no sleepovers,
Yes,
please.
same.
Yeah.
So in fact, I wrote a post on my Instagram as well, like, why no for sleepovers. So I will bring them back at 10:30 if the friends are still hanging out and they're eating breakfast together. I don't mind dropping them back in the morning.
Mhm. So, in your experience as a parent coach, what are the three valuable lessons a father can teach his son?
Oh, wow. I have two boys and my husband is quite involved in the parenting journey. So this is amazing question. So yeah. So what dads can teach, respect begins at home.
Mhm.
Right? So when they see their dad give respect to the spouse, to his parents, to people around them, they also start respecting everybody around them. And they also realize that you can still be strong but compassionate.
Mhm.
And two, I feel a father's responsibility to teach their son is to tell them that success doesn't come only with doing the right things. It comes with failures as well. Like when the dad shows up making mistakes, accepting the mistakes, and picking himself up and growing, kids also learn that.
Mhm.
And three, having the ability to be vulnerable. Like, I always feel boys who cry can grow up to adults who can understand. So it's okay to feel vulnerable, to make mistakes, be open to talk about it.
Mhm. And like, what are the three things that every father must teach his daughter?
Okay, so I don't, I mean, I'm not blessed with daughters, but if I had a daughter, what I would ask my husband to teach daughters, or what my dad taught me, is the topmost thing: my voice matters.
Hmm.
Like, I was free to express my opinions, my decisions, whether I take it or not. I was allowed to express. And the way the father should treat their daughter is like, everything at abundance of love. I'm not talking about materialistic things. Abundance of love, abundance of no restrictions. And that way, the daughter will know that she is not ready to accept anything less.
Mhm. Right.
And three, you can still be gentle and yet firm, right? So, compassion and strength. So, those are the things that I would love any father to teach their daughters.
And according to you, like, what are the 5 things we should never tell our kids in anger?
Okay. See, anger is a very human emotion. All of us do feel angry, but how we control ourselves is what matters when we feel angry. It is not like, we should never feel angry at our children or at our own selves or at our spouses or within anybody else in the world. So, but whenever we feel angry, which is very common for mothers to feel angry, but
Mhm.
what are the top 5 things that you should not tell your child? The first thing, you never listen.
Hmm.
Do not generalize anything. You
Hmm.
never eat healthy. You
Hmm.
never listen to me. You never study. You're always on the screen. So don't generalize any behavior,
Hmm.
right? First thing. Two, do not say like, why are you not like other children? Do
Hmm.
not compare. When you start comparing, they will feel low in confidence and they will start questioning themselves, who they are.
Hmm.
And third, never ever say, why did I give birth to you?
Hmm.
That kind of puts the child, they will not like, feel good about who they are,
Hmm.
right? And fourth, do not compare.
Hmm.
Comparison shatters the child. Every child is unique. Let them blossom in their own ways.
Hmm.
And fifth, I don't want you in my life.
Hmm.
Right? They did not ask for coming into our lives. We made the
Right.
decision of giving birth. So, whenever you're angry, just stay calm, just move away from there, calm yourself down, and after a few minutes, you can come back and visit that situation.
Mhm.
So, just move yourself away from there, physically, mentally, then you will. So, when we are calm, we will never say such things to our children.
I think comparing, like you raised that point, it's a very valid point. We compare our children to other children's in day-to-day life, whether in terms of marks, in terms of dressing, it's in terms of organizing, everything we are comparing. So I think that's a very valid point.
See, most of the sometimes, like, even if we are not comparing with other children, with our own, like, if I have two boys, right? So, intentionally, unintentionally, I might be comparing both my children as well, right?
Mhm.
So, both are born differently and both are destined to bloom differently.
Mhm.
So, if every child is doing really well only in academics, the world will not be the same. We
Hmm.
need children who are performing well in academics. We need children who are musicians. We need children who are good in sports. We need children who are good orators. So, we need everybody in the world.
Mhm. And like if we want to raise confident child, so what are the things that we should never do?
Again, comparison. If you want a confident child, means that they are confident in who they are,
Mhm.
right? That's when you accept who you are as a person or who you are as a child, then you feel confident about who you are. Like,
Mhm.
you are confident in your own body, you're confident in your own soul, you're confident in the way you speak and everything. So first big no is comparison.
Mhm.
Two, suppressing their voices. Like, suppose if you are having a discussion and the child says something, it could not be a possible solution, but don't immediately jump and say, hey, no, this doesn't work. So listen to them completely, let them express their opinion completely, and then switch in and say, oh, that's a thought that we can, consider. Then sit down with the child, ask questions. What could be the positive if we take this decision? What could be the negative if we take this decision? And during this discussion, you can subtly say this might not work. Mm-hmm. Then they will start voicing their opinions slowly. When they voice out 100 opinions and 90 of them are working, they feel confident that they can think very well. And 3, take away a lot of activities from them. So do only what is important and let them excel in that.
If the kids, they like screen time a lot, right? They want to, after coming back from school also, they want to have some screen time, but like we all know that too much of screen time is bad for the kids. So how can parents reduce the too much screen time for kids?
So, Shilpa, firstly, we are in a digital world, right? So, we cannot avoid screens. We have to understand how to work smartly with the screens. It's not the time where we go away, it is the time where we tune into the child, right? So, first, the screens can be empowering at the same time endangering us. So, how we use the screen, what we need to teach the child is that one, be mindful of your own screen time habits, because children learn what they see than what they hear. So 2, always be involved in your child's screen time. Like, understand what they are playing, be involved in their play a game along with them to understand what the game is about. Have conversation on with whom they are talking. So be like, involved, not be invasive of the screen. And next would be like, have awareness. So be, as a parent, also be aware of the digital challenges that these days children are facing. So you can have a talk with them and create that open environment where a child can come and tell you what is happening in their digital world. And also talk about digital empathy, right? So we see a lot of parents raising tech gurus, but digital empathy plays a very important role. How we say things on the online, how we interact with other people, what are the things that we are putting in the internet will stay forever. Even if you delete, the print is always there. So have the digital empathy with children. And the last but not the least, have tech-free zones in your house. Like for me, inside the bedroom, tech is zero. We don't allow children to take, and I'm also working on not taking my phone into my room so that they model me.
Right. So, like we talk about the kids doing screen time, cyber threats, they are real. So, how can parents protect their kids?
So, cyber threats are real. One is the biggest step that you could take is talking to children about all these things. So at least like, little older children, 10 and above, you need to talk to them about what is a cyber threat, what are the possibilities that can happen. So if you go on Reddit or any of these social media platforms, there are a lot of articles that are posted. So sit down with your child, read that article, discuss what is happening. Do you come across any such things? Ask more questions and be involved. So when I said like, during the screen time as well, right? So when you're involved with the child, you know a lot of things about their video games, you know which platforms they are using. Like, Snapchat is the biggest threat for children because you don't even know what they're talking on that particular platform, right? Because it just goes away. So you talk to them about what are the threats, be aware yourself and communicate those threats to your children. And do not be afraid to set standard rules. So again, when you're setting the rules for technology, you have to sit with your child, understand what their preferences are, and come together to setting the rules. So they should be clear about the rules. They need to be clear about the consequences of breaking the rule, and they should be aware about why those rules are in place.
If we are punishing our child due to some reason, does it work well or does it backfires?
Okay, see, punishment might work immediately because of fear, not because of obedience.
Mhm.
Right? So they might follow you because they're very scared about the punishment.
Hmm.
So in the long run, it never works, but discipline works.
Hmm.
Right? Clear boundaries, setting the discipline, making them aware of the discipline and what are the consequences they will be facing will definitely work, but punishment never works. So,
Mhm.
in fact, punishment creates fear, and that leads to a lot of consequences where children don't openly share, but they will start lying to hide
Mhm.
certain things.
Mhm.
And they will, so suppose if you have a child and you give a punishment of timeout
Mhm.
for whatever reason, right? So when they give timeout, the intention of the parent is to teach the child the lesson. But when they are in the timeout, any child will not revisit the lesson but will
Mhm.
focus on like, oh, I'm not good, or will focus only on the, oh, my mom is making me sit in the timeout. They'll forget about the lesson that we are trying to teach. In fact, if you can connect with the child, take the child closer to you and have an open conversation and why that particular thing, that whatever the action that the child did was not right, then the child will tune in to you. So punishment never works with any children. So initially it might appear like it is working, but it never works. If the child will become a rebel or the child will go into sulking mode.
And if the child is like screaming, kicking, and crying, so what should parents do immediately at that moment?
See, all of us have come through this phase, right? If any parent would have experienced where a child is throwing a tantrum, screaming out loud, or hitting the parent, crying and howling, sitting on the street and crying. So at that moment, first thing you understand is it is not about you.
Mhm.
It is not about them. It is about the emotion that is bigger than them that they are going through, and they are communicating something. Every tantrum is a form of communication.
Mhm.
Okay, once you understand that, you calm yourself down because you're mirroring your emotion to the child. When you are calm, you are going to their level and talking to the child with a calm but firm tone, the child will start mirroring you.
Mhm.
Whereas if the child is already angry, throwing a tantrum, and the mother is also throwing a tantrum, there is no end to it. And third, tell the child that, okay, I understand. Validate the child's behavior or the emotion behind, not validate the child's behavior, validate the emotion behind the behavior. Suppose here the child wants a toy and he's throwing and he's hitting. So you validate, oh, I understand you want the toy, but hitting is not right.
Mhm.
Right? And then after the situation is calmed down, revisit and talk to the child. What was right, what was wrong, and what could have been done. When the child feels calmer, the child feels safer. And when you feel safe, your brain calms down automatically and you will be able to understand what is happening.
And if we want to raise like confident and emotionally strong children, so what should parents do?
See, one confident and emotionally strong children, we need to let them express their emotions and label the emotions. See, many of us don't know how to label the right emotion. So we need to give the emotional vocabulary to the child. So if the child is hungry and crying, so the usual general response is like, hey, stop crying.
Mhm.
So don't do that. I see that you are hungry. Do you want some food?
Mhm.
Would you like to eat an apple? Would you like to eat a dosa? So ask the child, and then slowly, they will feel strong to express who they are
Mhm.
and never suppress their emotion. Like if they come and tell, so suppose a teenager is walking inside the house, slamming the door and says, "Oh, nobody likes me in my school,"
Hmm.
right? So calm yourself and be there and just be there for the child. Oh, I see that you're feeling nobody likes you at the school. Then ask, instead of telling them, "Oh, I see that you are very bossy, so nobody likes you." Don't come to conclusions. Ask, "Oh, what happened? Can I do anything about it?" I'll ask a question like, "Is it like nobody likes you?
Hmm.
You have six friends. All six friends don't like you." Then the child will say, "Oh, no, 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 no. One girl doesn't like."
Hmm.
Right? So validate their emotions and be there, active listening, where you're just being there for the child, giving the assurance that you are there without lecturing, without nagging, without punishing the child, without asking too many questions.
Mhm.
Just be there. Presence will give the validation for the child that my mother's there for me. And then the child calms down and then she will start talking. And for confident children, one biggest thing that I would suggest parents is let them experience failures.
Mhm.
Let them experience, falling down and getting up by themselves. You don't have to be there every time. So even if when they're young, the decisions that they make might not lead to success, but they will learn through the lesson. And when they are learning and learning and learning and becoming resilient over a period of time, they know what is right, what is wrong, and then they become confident in speaking up, taking their own decisions, being who they are.
And do you agree that sometimes it is important to let it go?
Yes. If it's safe, see, if the child is running towards a knife,
Hmm.
then you can't let it go. You need to stop the child.
Right.
Right?
Hmm.
So, but when the child is running and you know that the child might get hurt, it's okay. Be there though. But they need to experience decision making, they need to experience failures, they need to know how to get up after being a failure.
Mhm.
That is one thing that we are missing now. We don't know, the children don't know how to handle a failure.
Hmm.
That could be with a relationship, that could be within friends, that could be with exam, that could be with a simplest task.
Mhm.
See, life is not going to be success all the time.
And do you feel like parenting is a shared responsibility? It's not just mother's responsibility.
100%.
Mm.
Like parenting, they say to raise a child, you need a village. But
Hmm.
we don't have a village right now, right? But at least the both parents have to be involved, have to be on the same page most of the times, even not discuss what is the perspective of the other parent. If they're not agreeing to certain things, have a conversation and then come up with certain things, right? So it has to be a shared responsibility. It cannot be only mothers or only fathers. And I feel the kids also have to be involved in certain decision making. Like, when you're setting the rules for the kid should be involved in the rule making. What
Mhm.
is apt for the child? So
Mhm.
I might say, okay, 30 minutes of screen is good enough for you,
Hmm.
but listen to the child. If the
Hmm.
child says 3 hours, then of course you become the parent. But
Hmm.
if the child says, no, 30 minutes is not enough, I need 40 minutes, given that 10 minutes is not going to hurt anything.
So, do you feel it's very important for both the parents, mother and father, to be on the same page for the kids?
See, even if you're not on the same page, you can have a dialogue with respect
Mhm.
in front of the child. Behind the child, you go have a conversation, with both of you, sit down, understand what are the pros and cons of the decisions that you're making. If you are not um, completely agreed, ask more questions, get the information, talk to other people, and then make a decision.
Mhm.
But if you are not okay with certain things and you are showing in front of the child that you are okay, children are very, very smart.
Mhm.
They will know that
Mhm.
you are not standing up for who you truly are,
Mhm.
right? That also is not good. So,
Mhm.
just for the sake of being on the same page, you don't have to be.
Mhm.
But you can have a conversation and then be on that same page, understand fully, and then come on to the same page.
And in some families, like mothers are to be blamed for everything. If the child is ill, that she doesn't take care of a child. If the child is weak in studies, that she doesn't need take time for the kids and make them study. So, what you have to say to those peoples as a parent coach?
I would say it's the responsibility of both,
Hmm.
right? So, but many families, mother takes a bigger role in parenting,
Mhm.
especially like, when it comes to studies and food and things like that. So, instead of, see, one thing what I have understood in my own journey and, coaching so many parents over a decade, you need to keep your ego away,
Hmm.
right? So when you keep that ego away, you kind of question yourself, is that right? If the child is not getting, is my child getting proper nutrition? Am I providing the right environment for my child to learn in this house? So you start questioning yourself.
Hmm.
But it is always good for both the parents to be involved in everything. Or if time, see, most of us want to be involved, but time might be a constraint. So then
Hmm.
you can divide, like, these
Hmm.
are the areas that I will take care, these are the areas that the dad will be involved. So play to your strengths.
Hmm, right. Suppose if the dad doesn't have a patience to teach a child, like
Then
for the
don't
studies and
teach.
everything, then the mother can help in that area.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. So if I am really not comfortable teaching math,
Mhm.
so I ask my husband to teach math.
Mhm.
The rest I take care.
Mhm.
So sometimes, we have kind of divided, like, who's dropping, who's picking up.
Mhm.
But it doesn't have to be on the stone. You have to be flexible. Like, so if certain things are, so it's particular day, like suppose Thursday is his pickup, but he's not able to do it, I can pitch in. If Wednesday was my pickup and I was not able to do, he can pitch in. So we are interdependent on each other when it comes to parenting. So the child is not dependent on parent, parent is not dependent on, so like mother is not dependent on father, father is not dependent on the mother. So all of us are interdependent on each other.
A child is like he's throwing a lot of tantrums, like in front of others, or maybe in the mall or the market, that he needs a toy or he needs ice cream. So is hitting a child right at that
No,
time?
no, never. Like, again, go down to the child's level and connect with the child. And Shilpa, most of the times these tantrums are an indirect way of asking for attention, asking for
Hmm.
connection. So
Hmm.
when that connection is established, that emotional bonding is established with parents, these will start reducing.
Hmm.
So you connect with the child, like, that is one basic thing that all humans want,
Hmm.
attention and connection, right? So when you are calm, you're connected, you're consciously parenting the child. So, and one biggest thing, do not worry about what others are thinking about you.
Hmm.
When the child is throwing a tantrum in the mall, first thing is like, okay, you are looking at the surroundings. Who's looking at you? What are they? So the thoughts that go in your head is, oh, what are they thinking about my parenting? Am I a good mother? Am I doing something right? Am I enough? Those questions need not come. But you are very calm. You go to the child level, give him a physical hug, gentle touch, and say, you're there. And then
Hmm.
you connect with the child.
So if I ask you as a parent coach that what is the one biggest parenting mistake the parents are doing these days, then what would it be?
Abundance. Everything is more. The plenty of choices, plenty of toys, plenty of books, plenty of everything.
Mm,
Overscheduling them for classes. See, once upon a time, less was the problem, but this generation, more is the problem.
mm,
Okay, you want pasta, the mother makes pasta, the child doesn't want pasta, immediately there is something else.
mm,
So you walk into a child's room, it feels like a toy store.
mm,
Too many things. Too much is the problem now. Abundance is the problem now. But in fact, that abundance has to be exactly with playtime, with connection, with quality time, with eating together, coming together as a family, having conversations, being open to listen to the children, creating an environment where both are feeling empowered, like the parent team and the children team both are feeling empowered, like the children should feel, okay, I can share that my mom was wrong,
mm,
and the mother is open to take it and
mm,
say wholeheartedly an apology to the child.
mm,
That kind of abundance is required.
mm.
We are going the other way around.
And I think abundance reduces the value of that particular thing, right?
Yes. Yes, it's all instant gratification. We don't give our children a chance to experience delayed gratification.
Mm.
You
Earlier,
want an ice cream, immediately the ice cream comes in. And
yes.
see, when we all grew up, did we have ice cream at home?
Mm. Earlier, I remember we used to buy clothes on some festivals only, and we have two, three
Yeah,
dolls, and so we used to value those things a lot. But now
correct.
everything is in abundance, right?
Everything, right? So eating out was celebration.
Mm,
Buying clothes was a experience.
mm,
We still rejoice. Those
mm,
are the moments or memories that come to us when we think about our childhood. Like even one balloon from one of the melas would be a grand thing.
right.
So we are grateful. We have that gratitude for our childhood.
Mm,
But it is not the children mistake. No,
mm,
they didn't ask for a whole
mm,
lot of things.
mm. So, in your experience as a parent coach, you have to rate these habits on the scale of 1 to 10. Screen time.
One, because it reduces focus. There is no connection that is happening through screen time,
Mhm.
and it overstimulates the brain.
Okay. And punishment
Zero. It only creates fear. Children never learn through punishment, they will become rebellious.
and quality time.
10 on 10. Connection is what matters to every human being. Quality time spent together connects the family, gives that all the hormones required for their brain development, to be happy, not to be stressed, to perform, to focus better, to learn better, to become confident, to be celebrated as an individual.
Comparison.
One, because it breaks the child. We need to let the child bloom as who they are.
Mhm. Boundaries.
9 on 10, boundaries are very, very important as part of the discipline, and respectful boundaries are play a huge role in raising confident children, raising emotionally intelligent children, those who love to learn.
Emotions ignored.
I would say negative if that was an option, because whenever we ignore their emotions, those emotions are penting up, right? So they are sulking, they go into a shell, and they don't value who they are,
Mm,
because they always feel that anyway, whatever I say, I'm ignored or neglected. So
mm,
why should I say? So those are stored in the body, right? So somewhere they will start feeling the pain in later years, and they will never be open for any kind of relationship.
mm,
They're always scared. They always have that fear.
mm. Overprotection.
Three, at certain times you have to protect your child, but overprotection is not good.
Okay. Curiosity.
if there is above 10, I would give any number to curiosity, because the children have to be curious. They have to ask tons and tons of questions to know what's happening, why it is happening, how it is happening, when it is happening, where it is happening. And that gives them, the brain, the basis for learning. Learning can never stop. We all agree to that, right? So curiosity is the foundation for learning.
And overscheduling.
It breaks the child, and we think that it is productive. And if I have to give scores, 3, because it is not good for the child. Rest is very, 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 very important for the physical body and the brain.
Okay. Quality sleep.
10 on 10, because your body rests during sleep, your brain takes energy during sleep, your immunity gets better during sleep. Sleep is very, very, very essential for physical, mental, emotional growth.
And conflict handling.
8 on 10. We have to let children handle their own conflicts, but be a support system, be a, they can come and talk to you about it, but let them handle their own conflicts, because that makes them confident. That teaches them a lot of other things that they will not be able to learn if you handle their conflicts.
And like timeouts. How will you rate?
Negative.
Negative.
It never teaches anything to the child. In fact, the child will start, feeling that they're never enough.
Okay.
So instead of timeouts, time in, hug the child, talk to the child, be there. Even if you don't want to talk to the child, you're also angry, your emotions are also not stable, just hug the child. More than your child, you will feel better.
What do you feel as a parent coach, that what are the things a parent should never do in front of their child?
Physical abuse.
Okay.
And heavy arguments. I will not say create an idealistic hope. Children should see that parents will have disagreements in a respectful way, and it's okay to disagree with each other, but you're sorting out and becoming one again. But don't fight dogs, like cats and dogs in front of children. Don't And another thing, don't, even if you are having disagreements with your partner, don't put that onto your children's minds, because you will become better. Once that fight is over, you are all all good with your husband or with your wife, but the children will carry that image of their parent forever. Don't ever do that.
Thank you for being on my show, Gayatri. It was pleasure talking to you. One piece of advice that you will like to give to the kids or parents or grandparents through this show.
Most welcome, and thank you, Shilpa, for having me over. I had a lot of fun time talking to you and knowing you as a person as well. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing, bringing that awareness, because awareness is the first step for anybody, right? So thank you so much for doing this to this world. And if I would say one thing to all parents or anybody involved with children, first, work on your mindset, be calm, know your own emotions, be stronger yet gentle, and then connect with your children. So calm, connection, and consciousness. These 3 will help you become a better parent. I'm not saying that you will not make mistakes. I don't make mistakes in my parenting journey. I do make mistakes, but being conscious gives me an opportunity to realize what the mistake was and open-heartedly apologize to my children and learn from the mistake.
Thank you so much. I think this content will be very helpful for viewers. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
If you like any content in my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.